Sorting for Teachers is a piece of software that was written to support the teaching of sorting algorithms. You'll see that on the left-hand side there is a sorting algorithm, and down here the values of key variables. Up at the top you've got the 8 numbers that the algorithm is going to attempt to sort, with the first position being on the left and the 8th position over here on the right. The registered version of the program comes with 4 different sorting algorithms, and I can come down to change algorithm down here, and you can see, as well as the selection sort, there is the quick sort, the exchange sort and the insert sort. This section in the middle here allows you to decide the data that you want to work with. The first button, R, is a random data set, so numbers up to 19, and each time you click the button you get a new set of numbers. Then come 4 fixed sets of numbers. You've got a set of ascending numbers, a set of descending numbers, and then W1 and W2. If you're using the random set here, the reload button can be particularly useful if you need to stop and you want to restart at the beginning again, because it will reload the same set of random numbers in their initial condition. When introducing a sorting algorithm for the first time, I think it's a nice idea to concentrate initially simply on the numbers and how they're moved around by the algorithm before looking at the code in detail. The part of the program that controls the animated presentation is this area here on the right hand side. First of all, you need to choose a speed of presentation, and if you're just looking at the movement of the numbers, I would probably go for something reasonably fast. So I'm going to change that to 0.75 seconds. And then you can click Hide Algorithm. Doing a little bit of cleanup there if necessary. And then press the Sort button. Now with this particular algorithm, what you're going to see is it will start on the left-hand side. It will mark the first number as both the starting number and the smallest number found so far, and then it will step through the numbers, comparing them as it goes. So it'll compare 2 to 19 and say, is 19 smaller than 2? No, it isn't. Is 12 smaller? No. 19? No. 9? No. 0? Yes. And it'll then flag this number as being the smallest one found so far. Is 13 any smaller than 0? No, it isn't. 16 isn't either. So it will end up swapping the 0 and the 2 at the end of the first pass. So let's have a look at that in action. If I wanted to show the algorithm animated line by line together with the numbers, then all I need to do is open up the window again and perhaps choose a slightly slower time. Click on Sort, and you'll see that the lines here are being highlighted as the numbers are also being highlighted, and you can follow the progression of the two together. However, that is quite a lot to take in at one time. So let me stop there. Probably a slightly better way of going about this would be to reload the data set, and then to change the mode. At the moment we've got it in demonstration mode, but if I click the change mode button, you'll see that changes now to step through mode, and now you can move through manually a line at a time by clicking this button here. So if I do my reload, you'll see that the state of the variables at the beginning, well, n equals 8 is passed into the procedure up here, so that's already initialized. Those are my 8 numbers that I'm going to try and sort. You'll see my other variables at the beginning are undefined. So if I click step through the first time, that's the beginning of the procedure there, and then I come to my outer loop, k equals 1 to 7. So that's going to count me through my 7 passes, and you'll see that at the beginning k is equal now to 1. I'm starting at position K, position 1, and so the first line here is also saying that the smallest number found so far is at position K, which is position 1. So the smallest number found so far on this pass is the number 2. I then count through from K plus 1, so that's 2, up to 8. So I'm going to count from 2 to 8, and I'm going to be comparing numbers. So at the moment it's going to be comparing 2, the number in the second position here, with the smallest number found so far, the number back here. Which one of those is the smallest? Well, clearly it's going to be the 2. So if dj is a less than d small, so if 19 was less than 2, well, it isn't, but you would change the flag of the smallest number found so far. Let's go on again. So here we are. If dj, j now being 3 and small still being 1, the smallest number found so far is in position 1. If dj is less than d small, well, 12 is not less than 2, so that's false. And again, we keep going through until we get to 0. This time dj, which is d6, is less than d small, which was 2. So then small now equals j. Small equals 6, and the flag arrives at 0 as being the smallest number found in this pass so far. As we carry on to the last 2 numbers, well, there's nothing that's smaller than 0. So at the end of this pass, I need to swap the smallest number found in the entire set with the number that I started at in position 1. So 0 and 2 get swapped, and this is the line of the algorithm that does that. That's the end of my first pass, and I'm back now to begin my second pass, which starts at position 2. So 19 is marked also as being the smallest number found in this pass so far, and we'll go on to find the smallest number in the remaining numbers here, and it will of course end up being the 2, so the 2 will get swapped with the 19. So if we step through that a little bit more quickly, and we see 2 being flagged there. We check the 13 and the 16 there, not any smaller. So it's the 2 and the 19 are swapped, and after 2 passes through the data, I've got the first 2 numbers in the correct position. There are 2 key things to remember about this software. First of all, by changing the window size, you can simply focus on how the numbers are moving, or you can look at the numbers together with the algorithm being highlighted line by line as it's executed. And you have a choice of two modes. You can step through manually, one line at a time, or you can go into demonstration mode for an animated presentation. I hope that's been useful to you. Bye for now.